Welcome to Declutter for Change, the podcast where we clear the visible and invisible clutter from your mind, body, soul, and home to make room for the life you actually want to live and love. I'm your host, Heather Clark. We are joined by Lucielle Salomon to explore how to stop the cycle of mindlessness, consumerism, and start building a sustainable, intentional wardrobe that honors the woman you are today. Lucielle is a Dominican-American founder, fashion editor, and storyteller advocating for a slower, more soulful approach to style and entrepreneurship. As the founder of ARIMMA, an on-demand women's wear brand, she promotes environmental responsibility by crafting timeless, romantic silhouettes only after they are ordered to minimize waste. Through her Substack, Woven Letters, Lucielle explores the intersection of sustainable fashion, intentional living, and motherhood. She offers an authentic look at building a values-first business without burnout, inviting her audience to redefine success through a conscious, creative lens. Welcome, Lucielle. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. We are getting, as of the recording, we are coming really, really close up here in Canada to our springtime. So I am so excited. We got a fake spring this past weekend, but it's okay. I melted majority of the snow, so I'm okay with that.
Hearing it's almost here.
Yes, exactly. So almost here. And it's going to be, I won't have to wear a coat all the time and 20 layers. And speaking of layers of clothing, how on earth did you get in? Were you always somebody that wanted to be in fashion? Or was it something that, one day you saw something or something when you were a teenager, an adult or whatever that came upon, you're like, this is the direction I want to take it?
I can tell you that I have always wanted to be in fashion in some way, some capacity. So that has always been in me since I'm a little girl. Like any family close friend can tell you, any family member can tell you that I have always loved fashion. At first, I envisioned to myself being more in like a fashion magazine. Like I was one that loved Vogue, like that was just like a dream. I did actually go to journalism school. So my background is in journalism. And then I didn't work for Vogue, but I did work for other blogs and other publications covering like a fashion beauty section. So in a way, I can say check mark, like I fulfilled that part of my dream, but I realized
colored check mark for that.
Yeah. Although I was in fashion writing and covering trends and events, I realized that I wanted to own a brand. And naturally, that was clothing, that was fashion. I would say around 2020 COVID times, I was just writing a lot about fashion. And that was such a big moment for me, but in the whole world, right? There was a lot of reflection that happened during that time. And I started learning more about sustainability at that time. And I started writing for a blog called Eco Cult, which really does a fabulous job about this, just writing about sustainable fashion and brands. And I became one of their editors. And as I was learning about sustainability, then I was writing about the same matter. I realized that I wanted my brand to be rooted in sustainability. So I started learning more about fabrics, about manufacturing, and it just opened a whole new world that I hadn't experienced in the past. And that's when like the seed of starting my brand started. So I slowly started connecting with manufacturers and mills and just like really deep diving in the industry, which was like honestly a whole new world. Like I thought I knew a lot about the industry, but it's completely different. I feel like once you're like in it, starting a brand. So that's kind of been the journey to then now launching in September of 2025. So a couple of months ago. Yeah, I guess long story short, I always knew I wanted to be in fashion, and it slowly trickled down from writing about it, consuming it, of course, to then starting the brand.
That is amazing. And so, okay, listen, as someone who has zero fashion sense whatsoever, I literally, so with the eco part of it and stuff, so I'm absolutely a lover of secondhand stores. of reusing with all that. So like I have a little secondhand store here in town. I live in like a little teeny tiny town, and they do in spring and fall, they do a fill a bag for $5. And that's when I change my, my entire closet. Like I get rid of what I'm like, okay, I didn't wear that, I didn't whatever, etc. Because I find as I change, so does my wanting to, have sweaters or t-shirts or, layer, as I'm currently in a layered with, off the shoulder type thing. So with the women that come in to, whether they work with you, whether they come in and buy from you, etc., do you notice that they're also going through a change, or what do you notice the most when they come to you? Is it about the fact that they're like, okay, no, I need to be more sustainable? Or is it, no, I just need a company to be more sustainable and I love your fashion sense?
Yeah, I would say it's people that are looking for buying pieces that they know it's going to stay for a while in their closet. So I only work with natural materials. That means I've silk, 100% silk, linen, and cotton. So I just use those three materials right now. So they're looking for silhouettes and fabrics that they know that they can have in their closet for a while. And then of course they do like the style, the design. I wouldn't say as of right now, the sustainability aspect is super big in their mind when they come to shop with me. I think they know about it, and we have an on-demand business model. So we cut waste by not making a huge amount, like we don't have a lot of inventory. We only have our
like a whole entire warehouse just filled with one size that never gets sold. Yeah.
Correct. So we don't have that, thankfully. But I would say the silhouettes that are not super trendy and they like the materials that are not full of plastic, is a natural material. I would say those are the big drivers to our brand.
Now, is there so like, do you notice that it's usually like entrepreneurs or businesswomen or whatever, or is it like younger, going from their teens to their early 20s type, like changing their way that they want to live their life?
Yeah, I would say our customer base are mainly in like their 30s. They're definitely young, but not too young, right? Definitely people that either have a corporate job or in the medical field. We have customers too. And I would say in a bit of like entrepreneurial as well. So I would say mid 30s have, they have their solid career already and are looking to really invest in pieces that they know they're going to be in their closet for a while. So there's a bit of like playfulness and discovery, but they do have a sense already of what they like.
Yes. See, that would not be me because I have no idea what no, I do know what I like. And it's more so I actually know what I don't like. I think I think
it's more important.
Yes.
Things that's way more
versus what I do like. Yes. That is my list. So, okay. So when it comes to somebody's closet, so somebody like me, I know zero about fashion, but I would love a few pieces in my closet. And I'm learning, obviously I'm in my 40s. So we're not even going to say that I'm the young at all. No, I'm joking. But my thing is in my closet, I can look at it and go, okay, I can have 40 pieces of art, like clothing and stuff, and I want to wear none of them. What is it of our clothing, of our, that day that allows us to go, I don't want to wear that? Or oh yes, I absolutely want to wear that. Like, is it like just the mood that we're in that day? Is it the like temperament that we're in? Because there's some days where I'm like, listen, when I want to do when I have to do laundry, I nudist colonies or whatever. That is a great term right there.
I completely understand. I've had those moments too. I would say our mood for sure plays a huge role, but also like we evolve as people. So I don't know if you're talking about just like your day to day, not knowing what to wear, even though you have a closet full of items, but there is a moment, like there are moments in our life that we evolve and that we shift. Like there's either, from a teenager to a 20-something year old, whether you become once you become a mom, like that's a big identity shift. people, whether you now have a different type of job, like maybe you work from home and now you have to go into the office. Like there's so many like life-changing moments that shift what you want to wear in your closet. But mood for sure. I mean, I have that as well. I'm always like, oh, why can I not? I don't want to wear this, or I mood 100%. But then also having like are you putting a lot of intention in what you bring home? So do you shop? Are you shopping with what you have at home in mind, or are you just like impulsively shopping and then you're going to figure it out at home if you can wear it or not, if that makes sense? Because then
Well,
that
that makes sense because again, I know both because in the business that I'm in, it's decluttering and closets is a huge one because as
yeah,
you were saying, like you're a different person. Well, a lot of people and like that come to me, they haven't gone through their closet in decades at
yeah,
times. Yeah.
yeah.
So going through that, it's like, yeah, but you're not that person anymore. And one of my biggest things with a lot of people and trying to be like, okay, regardless whether you've lost weight, gained weight, etc., etc., it's keeping the stuff in your closet for you right now.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
And is there, let's say, a staple kind of like, I know the capsule closet, or I think, I don't even know if I just butchered that
Yeah,
term, but
yeah. You didn't.
is there like a typical, like, hey, this amount of shirts versus pants versus tank tops versus shorts, depending on if you're in hot weather? Is there like a kind of thing that the listeners can kind of go in their closet and go, okay, yeah, I have like 10x that. I've got 100x that amount.
Yeah.
I should
Yeah.
probably, call them and say like, yeah, well, let's work together. No, but is there a staple that you kind of say like, no matter what your mood is that day, these are the kind of things you want to have in your closet?
Yeah, I mean, jeans, denim jeans, right? Do you have to have 3,000 of the same style, like a straight leg, a wide leg, a boot cut, like skinny jeans, whatever, whatever it is that fits you best? No, you don't have to have so many of them, right? But denim jeans, a straight leg for sure, a white t-shirt, a white button down, I feel like takes you everywhere. You want to have a
Yep.
t-shirt, and then you have a couple sweaters depending on where you live. You can switch it up with a cardigan or a jacket like that switches, your wardrobe, but you can't go wrong with a solid white t-shirt, a white button down, and denim jeans. Like, right. That's just a
And that works for men
staple.
too. If I have men like male listeners as well, that works for you too. I love like the jeans team look, like the white t-shirt with the jeans. Anyways, okay.
It's a
As you
clean look. It's like evergreen. It's timeless.
I think no matter the generation, like even if my grandmother, if I saw my grandmother in a pair of jeans, that would have actually probably floored me. But even in her generation, if she had done jeans and a t-shirt, or my grandfather, I knew he did jeans because he worked in the garage and stuff, so the jeans were really good for that. But it is such a staple through generations, even let alone decades.
And long lasting, not
Yes.
like get a good pair and care for it at home, and it will last you decades,
So, what are your tips for somebody who is looking at her closet right now as this podcast is probably playing? And because normally when our podcasts play, the person has like, okay, well, now I'm going to go clean or declutter my
Yeah.
stuff. So she might be listening to this right now. As she's staring at her closet, what are some things that you would suggest to think about as she's looking at it going, what do I clear out?
Yeah. I would say really ask yourself, what is your lifestyle? Like, where do you go? What do you do? Right. And based on that, what garments serve you best? Because some people, like, we start hoarding t-shirts from years ago. First, I mean, there's so many ways. This is like
Oh yeah, it's
what's
a Pandora's box, man.
exactly, that's the word. It's like, okay, do you even fit in that? Like, is that the goal? I love that you say you like the present, because sometimes I'm going to wear this in 10 years, like in 3 months from now, hopefully I can fit in this, for example. Like, just wear what you have now, because that's another topic, but that's like another level of stress, or you don't meet the expectations. Like we all go through that, right? But really, like, what's your lifestyle today, and what outfits serve you to, if you work from home, if you go out to dinner, a lot of date nights, or you go time to the park, you have kids, like what is that you do on the weekly basis, so that way you can really narrow down, like, do I even wear high heels a lot? Do I just wear, I like flats, and I play with my kids, so I need a lot of tennis shoes. So kind of like really look at your lifestyle and start decluttering from there. But then you go into prints, you into colorways. There is, yeah.
See, and this is why part of me is so happy that I wasn't into fashion and wasn't in with the trends, because when I look back at my yearbook photos, so listen, this is because I know a few people that they can look back and they're like, oh, I was the popular kid. I wore all the, and I'm like, yeah. And now you look kind of silly with that. Like, they had the one long earring and the one short earring and the one, listen, you know what? Future me just appreciates that I don't have the in fashion at the time when there's photos to be taken. Let's just say that.
Love that. Too funny. Yeah.
But I find that a lot of women, the reason why they can't let go of their clothes is because of the identity they've had attached to that, like that item, the entire work. Like, I know I had somebody who, she worked in corporate, but it was 10 years prior.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, but I spent, like, it's the money, it's the guilt, it's the, well, they can go to some, like, they can still be, there's really good clothing, they're really good quality, they're whatever. I'm like, yes, but you're also not wearing them. So why are you keeping them? And then what we've came to is there's a program in her country that provides women who are going to the workforce opportunity to take the clothes, which hers were very, like she said, high quality, expensive, whatever, but she donated them to these women who were, had nothing, couldn't buy, anything. So is there something like that, when it comes to, oh, but I can't because I spent the money on this, is there something that you can give as like a tip, a trick, or whatever to get over that and kind of go like, yeah, no, you can.
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset shift. It's going back to asking yourself, what is your current lifestyle, and like being okay with adapting and evolving from that previous life. I think it could take time, especially depending on what that identity used to be, but if it's not serving you in your day-to-day, it's just draining you mentally, honestly.
Because every time you open that closet door or open the drawer, if you have drawers and stuff like that, it's a reminder. And that's why I always say, it's like, it's a reminder of a past you. You're not there anymore. So you need to be, like we said, you need to be present. Like, let's be present, so-and-so, and let's clear out. And again, some people are very spiritual, so we do a ritual of thanking the items, thanking for, bringing them to whatever. And then there's some people that I'm like, listen, you have until tomorrow to get rid of that. Otherwise, our call is going to, like it's one of those things where like I have a whole list of like clients where it's like, some are very spiritual, very emotional with their stuff. And then some are just like, listen, act as if I'm your child and I'm telling you no, and I'm about to be grounded if I don't do this.
Yeah, I mean, definitely everyone has such a different experience. And when it comes to your clothes, it's more than just wearing clothes, and for some people, they don't view it as that, but deep down, like it represents, like what you choose to wear really represents who you are to many people. So. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Like a lot of people, it's a way to express themselves in a healthy, natural way. Like, there's different, listen, I've dyed my hair every color of the rainbow for that reason, because it was a healthy way for me when I was going through my stages of life throughout my years. And the same with clothes. Like, I just didn't express myself in clothes because for me, it was I didn't even know what I like really liked or what looked good on me. And it was like, okay, well, at the time I was the tall, skinny girl and, et cetera. And it's like, well, I just looked like a string bean if I wore anything in green, apparently. And so it was one of those things where it's like, I had to get over that identity. And then, like you said, when I I'm a mom as well. And from that point, I was like, well, I can't be the mom that wears the crop tops and the whatever, because that's awkward. But do you find that, when they go through these shifts and stuff like that, they are, when they're looking for, to find themselves, how, like, do you even do, I don't even know what they're called, when you help somebody find their, their sense of style? Oh, what is that called? I can't remember what it is.
Style?
Sorry?
You mean like styling, like personal styling?
Like personal stylist. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't personally do that. So I wouldn't be giving them the right tools, but I've read books on it, and actually do, even though I have a fashion, like a clothing brand, I've considered myself like, do I need to hire like a stylist? Because again, back to I became a mom. My oldest is 3, just turned 3 a week ago, and I have a 9-month-old. Like, that is like a big shift in identity. And I'm like, my body is different. Like, should I have an outsider, kind of evaluate me, like look at me and be like, okay, so not just, so even myself that is in fashion, like I've considered like working with a stylist myself to be like, like it is different now. Maybe I should look at my wardrobe differently, and what should I incorporate? So I wouldn't have the right tools for that question, to answer that question, but I would say, like, don't be afraid of letting go, because our life changes. I mean, daily, but we have new stages in life that need a different support with clothes.
The other thing is just like, you make the clothes, that you're not the stylist that goes whatever.
Correct.
And even you were saying, like, I need that. So like, even like, I have a coach. I am a coach. I have a coach, and that's how it works. Those different things. So don't be afraid to, and that's probably going to be added to my list of a stylist, because again, I look at my closet and I'm like, there are things in there that, yes, I like them at the time, or when I'm feeling like I still gotta get dressed for the day.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like dressing up for the day, because I work from home. I'm an entrepreneur, and the times that I do go outside of the house for work, it's still helping people declutter. So it's not like I have to be in a suit and jacket or whatever. Like, no. I can be in the jeans and the white tee. Actually, no, I choose not to do white when I'm helping people declutter, because there's a lot of dust and all that stuff.
Correct.
But for that, like, it's like, it just makes me laugh, because I'm like, I'm looking at my closet, as we were looking at the doing this recording. I'm looking at my closet and I'm like, yeah, I could probably get rid of a lot more of this. And I don't even have that much. Like, it literally is just a closet. I have 3 containers, like maybe about a foot big, but whatever, that have my socks, my underwear, and my bra, and that's it. But I do have seasonal. So I have my summer stuff come out and I have my winter stuff go away. That's hopefully sooner than later, I'll be able to put the winter stuff away. Yeah. But when somebody is looking at their closet, they're looking, and I know we discussed this earlier about having the staples, but is there like a number of items that you would recommend, or that you've seen like is a sweet spot for, you can make X amount of outfits with this amount of whatever? Or is it more of like making sure, oh, the other thing too, actually, I'll ask that afterwards. Answer that.
Yeah. I would say, because everyone, again, their lifestyle is so different, but if you have a variation of 2, 3 bottoms, 3, and then also comes with like colors, because when people think capsule wardrobe, they immediately think of like neutrals, but every neutral is different, if that makes sense, because some people really like their prints and their loud colors, and in bright colors, I should say. And those are their neutrals in a way, if that makes sense. Then like people that go with just like white and black and your traditional.
Or my family likes to call beigerific, when it's just the beige and browns. Yes. Yeah.
Well, like that's a different topic too. But I would say you want to shop with things that you can mix and match. And I'm the queen when I travel with a carry-on. I've traveled like with the same amount of clothes when it's a weekend in 4 months. Like
Oh, wow.
literally, yeah. Like I've done, my friends are like, how do you do that? And it's like, well, sneakers, so a flat and a heel, maybe a heel depending. And then you have your jeans, maybe depending on the weather, like shorts. And of course you do laundry around the way, but shorts and a dress. And then like maybe just a couple handful of tops that I can mix and match with the bottoms. Like, and I just don't overdo it.
And
But,
that's so a lot of the
sorry.
women, like it's a matter of not overdoing it.
Yeah.
It's because I know there's some people that literally like pack an entire like big, they have to check it kind of like suitcase for like like a 6 day. I'm like, what are you packing? If I pack that, I'd pack my entire closet.
No, it's like it's literally sneakers that I'm wearing, a flat, and then a heel that is packed. So the extra 2 shoes that are packed, and then maybe 2 to 3 bottoms, the third bottom being a skirt maybe, and then a handful of tops and a dress. Like it's very simple.
Like simple around here, and we're trying to get to a simple life, because the other thing too is I find when you have too many options, just like children, if you give them too many options, they get overwhelmed.
Oh my God, 100%. It's like when you go to a restaurant and the menu is really extensive. It's like, I don't even know what to order anymore because there's a lot.
Like do I want breakfast? Do I want lunch? Do I want dinner? Like what time of the day is it? Like what's going on?
It's
And
overwhelming for sure. So
it
definitely
is
like
overwhelming. That's why it's like, you know, get rid of the stuff that you don't need, you don't care for, that remind you of those times that, don't bring the good into your current. And then
yeah.
the other thing too that I was going to ask, the second part of my question that it was going to be was, okay, so they look at their closet, they're like, okay, I want to live a more eco-friendly life. I want to have less, microplastics, plastics in my clothing, in my life, etc. What are some things that are probably the best to replace with a more natural? Because I love linen, like linen. Oh, if all our clothes could be forever in linen, but linen does wrinkle like crazy.
I mean, I would say switching from synthetic materials to natural materials, like move away from the polyester, from the nylon, from acrylic, to going to cotton, to silk, to linen, to cashmere, to wool. You get more bang for your buck, and you take care of it properly, it will last you a lifetime, and it just feels better on your skin too. So
Yes.
when
Well, and then I've heard, well, and this is the other things that, because again, like I said, I've gone down many rabbit holes throughout my life of linen being very, if you're a high spiritual, highly energetic person, that linen has more higher energy to it.
okay.
So
Look
I don't
at
know if you've heard that, but that is definitely something that I've heard and researched about myself. And just this is why a lot of places went away with the linens, because when, us as humans are more higher energetic, that means that we're closer to, source and stuff like that. And well, some people don't want us to be there.
interesting. No, I don't think I've heard that. Like at first I feel like it rang a bell, but no, that's
Yep.
really interesting.
And then same with the silk. Silk is very much a natural fiber
Correct.
literally from their butterflies, right? Or caterpillars? Is it
Like little bee, like yeah. It's like little worm. Like, yeah, like a little worm.
but yeah, so like things like that, if you are a highly sensitive person, highly whatever, those polyesters energetically are very heavy energy. And
Yeah.
the silks and the linens are more of a high vibe kind of energy. And so a lot of people are moving towards that as we move towards understanding that, oh, okay, yeah, no, when we put chemicals and plastics and all that stuff into everything, let alone our clothes, like why? Why are plastics in our clothes? That's what I just want to know.
Yeah. We all want to know. I mean, it's cheaper. There you go.
And is it really, because does it really last? Like, let's be honest.
No, cheaper for them, like whoever is making. No,
The
it does not
manufacturer,
last.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely not overall cheaper. No. You're consuming more, but for the
Which is actually
manufacturer
better
cost.
for them and exactly what they want, right? Yes.
Exactly. Keep you buying.
Okay, so with that, I want to ask for our listeners who are listening, who, like I said, they're probably standing in their closet, or they've probably gotten rid of a few things by this point. What is something that they can take away today that has to do with their mind, their body, their soul, and their home?
Yeah. With body, as cliche as it is, like exercise, like move your body. I feel like with our with work, it's easy just to, I mean, everyone's like at home the majority of the time, I feel like these days, compared to being outside, depending on where you live, your lifestyle. I know it changes, but moving my body daily has become a priority lately. And as much as you can, whatever type of exercise you prefer. What was the other one? Mind.
Yes.
For this is very personal, I guess, is like decluttering is goes perfectly with your brand, but I can't function if there's any tiny bit of clutter in my,
Mm-hmm.
like, it is so freeing when you're able to put things in its place, and you're able to, like, I feel like I just feel lighter, I walk smooth, like I just am in a different wavelength when I can declutter.
Yes, and not put those articles of clothing on the treadmill that becomes the hanger of things.
Yeah.
Many times.
And then if you know that you're, shopping from brands that are also in that same mindset, same wavelength, like what are they, ask them questions like what are they doing to declutter and to promote sustainability and just like a better planet, I feel like that helps your mind too when you're shopping and you know that you're supporting a good brand. And going back to the body, beyond just like moving your body, it's like making sure what you buy feels good on your body, right? Like you feel comfortable and confident. And I would just plug in natural materials is always better than synthetic. And then your other one
Was
was soul. Yeah, right. Soul, be in alignment with your soul, with your decisions. And it's funny because ARIMMA means soul in the ancient
oh,
Basque
there you
language,
go.
without the only one M instead of two M's that I added to be different and easily trademarked. But ARIMMA with just one M means soul. So I take, my brand and everything I do very personal, and it's like deep into my soul. What I, decisions that I make, I try to be in alignment with my values. And what you wear is very personal. So I thought, what better name than ARIMMA, which is like your soul.
That is
Which is,
awesome.
yeah, which is funny. And then home, be intentional with what you bring to your house. And that's why I created my brand, because there's a lot of intention with all the decisions that I make, from designs from my manufacturing partner, who is an on-demand manufacturer. So be intentional with what you buy in your day-to-day, because that's what I feel like, if your home is like your sanctuary. So whatever you bring home is intentional and aligned with who you are. I think you just like float better in the world. Like you have like a better life in general, right? It's just like, be intentional with what you buy and discover ARIMMA, hopefully. And that would be something that aligns with who you are. If
Listeners,
not,
all
ask
of
us
the
a
links,
question.
yeah,
Send us
all of the
email
links will be in the show notes.
today.
So before we, separate and stuff like that, what is something that maybe we just didn't discuss, but you had on your mind that you wanted the listeners, anyone listening, to know, a tip or just something like, even a quote that you absolutely love? What is something that they can hear from you today?
I like that. Okay. I would say just like owning less creates like more style and clarity and just like emotional connection with yourself. I feel like there is a habit of buying. Like I would say less is more. Yes, be playful and add trendy items as you see fit, but just don't buy to buy. Don't give in too easily. Like really connect with who you are and just be intentional with every purchase, because that goes a long way, I think.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And absolutely, I 100% agree with that. Don't buy to just buy, because consumerism is heavy. The amount of like ads we get, the amount of like, oh, buy this, buy in bulk, oh, buy one, get one free, when all that stuff, like, oh, the amount of times I'm like, no, I don't want to see that. No, that's not interested to me. No, I don't want to. Because again, it's all about consumerism.
Correct.
So
it's intense out there.
It's out there, and being aware of that and knowing like, no, I know who I am. I'm not somebody that's going to buy 5 of the same thing that cost me 30 cents.
Yeah.
Because lo and behold, you know how that got to 30 cents. So we won't go into that detail. Yeah. It's not his podcast yet. No. But yes, thank you so much for everything. And like I said, I guarantee you, if you have listen to this podcast and you are currently in your closet looking at your stuff, please send us a message of letting us know that you decluttered your closet as you were listening to this podcast. Awesome. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, and we will talk to you later.
Awesome. Thank you.